This is Pauline from Pauline Art Stuff. Today we're going to continue with this pirate page for part 3 of the color along. And this is where we left off last time. And today I'm gonna color the two cats in the front. That's what we're gonna try to do. Maybe also some on him. And the little tiny one. We'll see how far we can get. So that's the goal for today, and I think I'm gonna start with him because I want to make him look a little bit like Captain Hook, not entirely, but at least the coat, and then we will see where it leads us. So yeah, let's start. These are our colors that we're gonna work with, which I've also shown in the previous part of this video. And we're going to start with a lovely red for his coat, which is this one. Let me see. 121 Pale Geranium Lake. Let me check this light. This light is horrible. Let me change it up. I think this is better. Yes. Okay, I hope this is better also for you guys. Let me put on a different light as well. I've got more lights. Yeah. Yes, that's much better. Roughly. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is what happens when you've got a new setup and you don't know how your lights will be, because I don't want to have like a car shadow too much. I think it's all right. So let's just continue. We have picked 121 Pale Geranium Lake, I believe, something like it. So we're gonna color his jacket. And I don't like the lighting, so I'm gonna adjust it. Lighting is like the most important part when you're coloring. So yeah. All right. Oh yes, the paper doesn't like pencil, so I have to remind myself of that I don't want to layer too much. So I have to think of what I want light and dark. So this part I want dark, and on this side as well. So the in between part I want a little bit like this. I also do the same with this part. We have to just think in flat coloring instead of blending and layering, because this paper is not suitable for that style of coloring. So yeah, I've noticed that in the background it became so horribly streaky. It's ugly. Look at the paper. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's almost as if it's chewed up. Something that you normally see when you use like water markers, things like that. But yeah, not sure why, but it just doesn't like it. I actually had someone tell me that watercolor doesn't really work on this paper, so that's also not an option. So yeah, that's also not something then that I will not try it. That's what I want to say. So I'll just stick to the pencils and just adjust how I work it, and we will be all right. This is also his jacket. I want to keep this bit white for the darkest shade, which I'm going to put in later. We're first going to do this all over his coat. And that's his ruffles, I guess. Not sure what you call it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the color along so far. And today we're finally gonna start on the foreground, as you can tell, the part that probably everyone was looking forward to, the kitty cats. I really had to resist not coloring them first, but I thought let's get a part of the background out of the way before we start with the kitties. And then once we've done some of the kitties, we go back to the background. And then we finish off with one of the last kitties, the ones that we are not getting done today. So that's the plan for now. And that's what I'm thinking that I want to do. Oh yeah, I put an alarm for 1.5 hours from now, so that we end up with a video of about 1.5 to 1 hour and 45 minutes ish, so that we are not coloring for too long, because not everybody has 2 hours to color, so let's just make it a little bit shorter than that. I'm trying, I really am trying. I don't know what how you feel about this length that I've been doing on my previous videos. So if you have any suggestions or something that you like or don't like, let me know, so that I can make some adjustments for the next one. It's always helpful to know how people feel about these videos, because I just do what I think people want, but you never really know until you ask. So here's me asking. If you have any feedback, let me know. Don't be afraid to tell what you don't like, because I would love to know, to improve it for you, to make your coloring experience even better. Let's see, is this also a jacket? I think it might be. Let's just pretend it is, because I'm not sure, so I just think it is. This part is actually the wheel, I think. No, it's not, because it should be here. See, it's the poles. No, so it's not. Okay, that's fine then. It looked like it, but it's too close. Distracted. Yes, that's all the red I want in his coat. So let's switch out to a different color. Then we're going to take a really nice dark one. I think I want this color, which is this one. 217 middle cadmium red. A really lovely dark red brownish color. With this one I'm gonna add in the shades, the darkest parts of the coat. Yeah, this works lovely next to the bright red. And I still feel like my light is not the way I want it. Maybe I'm gonna put it here. I'm just gonna keep changing it until I'm happy. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna put this one from this side. Yes, that's better for me. I hate it when it's not light enough. It gives me a headache, so that's why lighting is really important to me. I've got a really bright light above me, TL kind of. It's a daylight lamp, so it's really gentle on the eyes, which I like, so that I can see everything well, even when it's dark outside, even at night. Doesn't matter how dark it gets, it's really a wonderful lamp. I think we're okay with the lighting. If not, let me know. Then I'll test some things out for next time, because I don't want to adjust too much while we're coloring. Just want to focus on coloring with you. So yeah, I've seen people on YouTube doing a creative hobby tag that was started by a colorful picture. No, I will look it up, but colorful country life, something like that, I believe. But yeah, I will link it in the description box for you. But yeah, she's doing a creative hobby tag. She didn't officially tag anyone, so if you wanna answer the questions of the tag, you were free to do so. Well, since I already talked a bit about my other hobbies, I was like, I'm not sure if I want to do it, but maybe you find it interesting to see some of my other hobbies. So I might do one. Then I can show you some of my cross stitch and my diamond paintings, because I've done a lot of both. So yeah, I'm thinking about it. But if you want to see that, also let me know. I might end up doing it anyway, because I think it's a nice way to show what else I'm up to besides coloring. So yeah, I think it's a lovely idea. Yeah, I want some here. And I'm thinking of doing black, red on the inside. So first a layer of black, like we did on the pirate ship, and then like this, you know, and then we put this color on top, so it's a darker shade of this one. That's what I think I like for the inside of the coat. Don't lay it too much, because then we're ruining the paper. I think that's all it can handle. So let's stop on time this time. I don't want to ruin the paper, because I like it. Yes, that's all I'm gonna do for now with this color. Then we're gonna take the black. I'm gonna put this to the side so I know where it is. We're gonna take the black, the dangerous black. Let me handle this, because I don't feel safe using it like this. Yeah, that's much safer. Less stabby point. Okay, 199 black. So we're gonna take it like this again, and do the same as we did with the rocks last time. Then you've got less chance to ruin it with sharp pencil marks, because I want a nice smooth layer like this, and it's also nice and quick. And there's more fish coat, and this might be coat as well. I'm just pretending it to be, even if it's not. All right, that's that part. And I also see some here that I want to shade in, so I'll do the same treatment. Let's have another look. There might be some here. Yes, I'm also gonna add some here, and next to the no, I color too much, because this part is still part of the ruffle of this blouse, probably. So let's not color all the way, just this part. Yes, that looks all right. Okay, then we're gonna switch back to 217, the red that we were using for the shading, and we're gonna add it over the black. Ooh, even this is struggling already. Oh wow, yeah, I hate this paper. It's official. Let's just say it. I could cry because I love this book. I will survive. Yeah. If you own this book, let me know how you do this kind of coloring in this book. If you just keep the layers a lot lighter, or do you use a different kind of pencil? Does it work better for you? Let me know. Because as you can see, it works like I'm doing it right now, but still I have to be careful not to ruin the paper. So as soon as you see it shiny, as soon as it shines, I'm not sure if you can see, stop, immediately stop, otherwise you get the chewed up look. So be gentle, don't go pressing down on the paper, because this paper doesn't like it. Be gentle, gentle touch. Yeah, I have to get used to that, because I'm used to being able to layer a lot on the other Japanese books. So yeah, this is an odd one. I will get used to it. We are spending a lot of time on this double page spread, so by the end I know what I like and what I don't like. Because this looks just fine. It's not too bad. No, it looks nice. Gorgeous. Alright, we've got some more over here. What is this? It might be some scratches, or is it just printed? It's printed. Strange to have like marks in the middle of the tail. We'll color over it anyway, so we won't see it then. It's just my brain telling me it's dirty. Clean it, clean it. Well, it isn't dirty. Yes, that's how I like it. And I'm thinking that I might also want this really dark shade combined with some black on his head. And this one totally black, I think, because I think I want to make him maybe orange brown, like a tabby kind of cat with like also some white spots, so like all over the place. A little bit of everything. I'm not sure yet. These two, I do know what I want for these two. Let me show you. I've colored the very first intro page, this one. So this is how I want to color the two little girls, with these shades. I already colored in their eyes, as you can see. So that's the shade they get. So they're really neutral. So I want to make the little one and the boy different. I'm not sure yet how. Maybe a brown one and more orange tones for this one, just to make it a bit different. But for now we're focusing on the clothing, so I can think about what I want. I'm gonna add in some more color to the top of his coat. I think I will go for a orange. Do I want this one or that one? I think I'm going for 113, because I want it a lot lighter, so we've got a nice contrast. Since we can't really blend, we're going straight at it. 113 orange glaze. Yes. Let's add in some on the top bit. I'm not coloring everything because I still want some highlights. So I leave an edge that is white, just plain white. Then later on, when we color the background, this will really stick out because it's a really bright color next to a really muted one. And that's why I'm doing it like this. Just makes it really warm by adding in the orange. Oh, I forgot a shade here. Okay, let's switch back quickly to the 217, just for this part. Not even gonna bother with putting it in my pencil holder. Yes, that was all I needed. Then we're back to 113. There we go. Before I forget to fix what I just missed. That just happens. You always miss spots, you know. It's just part of the coloring. This one I do color all the way to the edge. This part I don't. just to because it's closer up. And this part I also want to leave a tiny smidge of white. I'm sorry, my throat is a little bit worse than it was last time. It has a bit of a rough edge, but it's alright. I'm not feeling sick. I was sick last night because I ate too much fatty food, fish and chips. So yeah, it all came out, but I enjoyed it when I ate it. So yeah, I should have ate some bread with it, then I would have been fine. Do I want anything else with this one? Do I want a yellow gold, or do I want to really add in gold? I might add in gold, as in, let me show you, as in, where is it? Let me look on my paper. This one, it's like a metallic gold acrylic marker from Thule Art, and it's this one. It's a really lovely yellowish gold. I might add that in on all the highlights and maybe even on the coins. And maybe combine it with normal coloring, you know, like only put it on the edge, like a half circle, something like that. Yeah, I think I like that. But these are too small to do both pencil and marker. But that we're gonna add in last if we do so, because that can go over top any of these. So we can color it with colored pencil, and if I still want this at the end, I can do that. But for now, let's move it to the side because I'm not sure. It would be a nice touch. Yes, we're gonna switch color to a brown for his girdle. I'm not sure what you call it. I think it's a girdle. Okay, a brown. I want a different brown than the ship, because that's really dark and reddish, and we already have red, so I want a different color that stands out. So I think I'm going for 283, which is burnt sienna. It's like a nice chocolate brown, as you can tell. 283, and I'm gonna add it in. Yes, this is a cooler brown than what we used here. This is really warm, and this is much cooler, because I want the coat to stand out, not the belts. So I want a cool color on all the belts, also this one, and his boots probably as well, because I don't want them to stand out. So if you do want them to stand out, take a warmer color. That's what works most of the time. Oh, I thought, what was that on my head? But it's the other light, the other lamp. I'm gonna move it a little bit so I don't bump into it again. That felt a bit weird, as if someone was plugging my hair, which it didn't, but it felt like it. I'm really sensitive to touch, so if there's even like a fly on my face, I'm like, ew, kill it. Or a fly buzzing next to your ear. I can't sleep if there's a fly in my bedroom. I just get completely crazy and I have to murder it. But yeah, because I can't catch it, because I can't stand up or anything like that, you know, I can't actually go and kill it. I'll have to deal with it. So I'm already dreading the summer, so I hope I won't get any in my bedroom. So yeah, and if I do, I will be so unhappy. I'm allergic to mosquito bites and all those bugs. It gets really red and swollen. So yeah, it's nasty if they bite. Not necessarily the itch. The itch is annoying, but the pain of the swelling is worse. And when you're asleep, you don't know what you're doing. So then you go scratch and scratch and scratch, and you destroy your skin. So then you get all these crusts, scabs. I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm also gonna color this pouch. Let's see if we've got anything else. I'm not sure what this is, if this is just how do you call that? To blow your nose in. I'm not sure how you call that. Probably something else, maybe for cleaning his gun. Probably, yeah, that makes more sense. And this is a barrel of a gun. I want to make this really the warm tone again, because I want it to stand out. Because with this it would disappear. That's not what I want. Okay, let's add some on the shoes. I'm gonna leave this part white because I want to create a highlight. So instead of coloring it in everything, I'm gonna leave it because this paper likes it better if you do flat coloring. I have to keep reminding myself of that. Yes. I'll do the same on this part. And the same on the bottom. Let me change that. That's not how I want it. I want like a highlight here, like this. Like a round shape. And I want to dark this up. And a little bit here. And a little bit below. So this will be small. Do I like that? I might. I can always change it. Yes. And then we go to the next boot. This wheel I want to make a warmer brown, so not this one because it would just blend in with each other. So I'm just using different browns for different parts to make them distinguishable, something like it. You probably know what I mean. So you can take them apart, know what is what. And on the inside of this boot, we're going to do the same as we did with the jacket. We're going to first put down black and then we color over it with a darker shade. Just like the coat. That is the trick if you don't have a lot of colors, to make darker colors of the shades that you do have. So if you're limited, that's the way to go. And you can do the same with lighter shades. Just put in like a yellow or a cream or anything that is really light, depending on if you want it cool. If you want it cool, you should go for more like bluish tones or purples, and then color over the color that you want. This way you can create different shades, even though you might have not that many pencils. So yeah, that way you can create new colors instead of using just flat out what you got. Yeah, there's also one over there. That was me confused. Okay, then we're gonna move to this one. She also got the same kind of shoes, so we're gonna use the same shades on this one because I want to keep it consistent over the whole page. Yes, just adjusting the light even a little bit more, because I don't like it if I get shading, like having shades from my own hand, which I still get, as you can tell. I'm just adjusting the light to where I'm coloring, so I hope you don't mind. It's just my brain who doesn't let me just color without adjusting the lights. Yes, I like it. Very nice. Let's do the next one. I'm drawing in that line because I want this darker because of her tail. There will be a shadow there, so that's why I'm leaving that part, so I can add in a bit more of a dark shade. There we go. Okay, she also has a belt, but no, I think I want the belt black on her, so we're not gonna make it brown. Let's see for the little one. Does he have anything that should be brown? His toy maybe, but yes, I want a little bit on this toy. Just on the left part, because we're gonna add in black on the, or a darker brown on the right side. Yes, that's how I want it. And I see that I also shaded his pants, so let's do some on his pants as well. But there's a light here, so keep that in mind. So we don't want to add too much, because we want to make it warmer. So we're gonna go over with a different color. At least that's what I'm hoping. If it will work out, we will see. So yeah, we're coloring a little bit of every cat, as you can tell, but I'm hoping to at least finish one of them. But time will tell, because I don't know how long this is going to take. I never recorded myself, so it's all a question mark. That's probably his waist thingy bobby, whatever it is. Yes, but she does have a strap on her on the chest, so let's color that one. Like, how could I not see that, you know, while looking at it just a minute ago? So obvious, and still I missed it. It's alright, that's why I check it again, just to see if I missed a part. I want to leave the top white again, because I want to make it just like this one, warm tones because of the sunrise. Anymore, this one we're gonna make black or dark brown, really dark. Yes, and I want a different tone on the barrel and on the boat, so that one we're also not doing. And the rope will also be a different shade of brown, because I don't like it to be the same. Do I have anything else? Another barrel. These we're gonna make probably gold. Yeah, I think I've done everything with this color. Let's change it out for a darker brown, which is 176 Van Dyke brown. They gave it a Dutch name. Yes, 176. There we have it. And my cat is waking up. Uh-oh. Making space for her to lie down. Let's hope it works. I'm not sure if she will jump up, but just in case. No, she's gonna eat some food. Good, good, good. We're safe for now. I'm only putting the dark shade on the bottom of the strap, because I want to use a warm color for the top as a highlight. And the same with this part, so not all the way to the top. There we go, that's it. And then with this one I want to keep the left white, this part light, and then only here I do want some shading. And I want some shading on this part. Everything else I want to keep light, so you can really see the shape of the pouch. And here only on the bottom. Also this one. It's also a good idea to make the belt a dark shade, because I want this one also a nice yellow gold. Otherwise it wouldn't stand out as a clasp or whatever you call it. Alright, his boots. Same here, I want the left light, the right side light, I think. No, I don't. For this one I want the right side light. The inner parts I want dark, because there's no light there. Because he also has a... oh my goodness. That's all cape. Uh-oh, we're gonna go back for that. That's a no-no. Oh no. Oh, silly me. We will go back after we finish the shoes to color in that part of the coat. Oh my god. I'm blind today. I really am blind. First with the belt or the whatever it is, the strap, and now with the coat. Oh, funny. Yeah. It is what it is. Some on this part, because this is overlaying, so it's making a shadow. Hey Spooky. Hey lieverd. Doe maar even verder lopen. No. No. Please move. Yeah, she wants attention. I hope she's gonna lay down to the left, but she might lay down on our sheet of colors, but that's alright. I will just tell you instead of showing if that happens. But then at least she won't lay on top of the page. Ga maar liggen. Spooky? Yeah. What is mommy doing? Mommy is coloring. Yes. Ga maar liggen. She's happy for now. Let's hope she's not sneaking onto the page any further. I love seeing those cat clips about cats sneaking closer and closer to a plate with food. Aww, kisses, little sweet kisses from my little kitty. She's cute, isn't she? Just a little bit of cuddling time. I hope you don't mind. I hope she's just gonna lay down and be happy to be next to me. For now it seems she is. Yeah. No. Ga maar liggen, schat. She's seeing all this new stuff and she's curious. No, Spooky. That's my phone standard. My camera holder. She hasn't seen it before, so she's really curious now. So let's hope she won't bump into it and shake you around, because that's also an option. Now she's moving. No, you can't have that either. And gone she is. Trying to steal it again, the little rascal. Yeah. Oh. That was Spooky, my cat. And there we go. That's all I want for shadow on the shoes. So let's go to this one and do the same. Again, I'm leaving a little bit of white for the lightest color. Not on this part because it's too close to her, otherwise her legs and such won't stand out. And that part I want light as well. I want it a little bit darker on the knee, just a tiny smidge, not too much, just a little bit. So you get a more realistic shape of the boot. I don't want it to be too realistic. I don't like that anymore. I used to do only realistic art, but after that I went into the cartoon, well, animation kind of look, the storybook look, and that's what I like, that's what I love. Cute animals in this kind of look. This is already pretty realistic compared to the other books that I have, but I still like this one. Some pages are a little bit scary, but still cute. There we have it. Let's have a look. Do I like it like this? A little bit here, a little bit more. Yes, a little bit on the bottom, just a tiny bit, and a bit here. All the way up till there. I'm gonna add in some black on that part next to her leg. I'm also shading this part in as well because there's no light source on that side either. And we're going to color a little bit on the wrinkle of the shoe. Yes, then we're going to continue with her chest buckle. I like that word, buckle. I'm not sure if that's correct, but I'm calling it a buckle. Girdle. Girdle is this, but not sure what it's called if it's over your chest. I might look it up later because I can't stand not knowing. I might remember later in the evening when I'm done. Yes, then we're gonna move on to his pants. I think, yes, pants. I don't want it too dark. A little bit here. Yes, and then the little kitty toy. Cat hair. There we go. All right, more cat hairs. Did we miss something with the brown? No, but we still have to do the inside and also that part. So let's take the black so we can put in some shading. We're gonna take 199 black, or whatever black you have is all right for this. And we're gonna add it in on the sides to darken up a little bit more, just a tiny smidge. And I also want it on the boots a little bit, just on the sides, not the entire thing, just the sides. This part I just want a layer, don't want it completely black. Do want it dark but not completely black. We're also doing the same with the coat because we forgot that one. That's something that happens. I'm sure you've had it plenty of times that you think you're done with the page and then you have another look and you find 5 more things that you forgot. Just happens to all of us. Even though you scan the page multiple times while coloring, sometimes you still won't notice. Yes, any more that I need to do here? No, but I do want these to be black. So I'm gonna make this like a grayish black. And then this side I want black. A little bit darker here, like a gradient. Yeah, the paper can't take any more than that. And with this one I do it the opposite. So this one I want light, and then this light gray, darker gray, and black. Just like that, no more, no less. This is all his coat. There's another part to it, it seems. So I'm gonna color this part black as well. Not sure what it is, but it's not part of his coat, I believe. I think it's another strap that is attached to the belt. So I just make it black for now. I think that looks nice. I'm also gonna put some here for later, for the shape of the barrel, and also a little bit on the top, just a tiny smidge. Yes, I like it. I'm also gonna add in some shading on his chest for later. That's difficult to tell what is what. I think this is his arm, so I'm also doing it there. And that's probably all we can do for now. Maybe a bit of shading underneath his head, and a bit on this side, and underneath the eye patch. There we go. A little bit here for the shape of the mouth. Yes, and that's that. Then I want to make these black as well. I just want to color these dark all the way. Also add some on the bottom of the shoes again, just a tiny bit there, some on the inside of the boot. There's no inside of this one, but I do want to shade it because it's underneath the dress. So I'm just gonna make it light black like that. This part I also want a little bit black in here as well. Bit on the bottom of the shoes again, a little bit there. And this part is again from light to dark because the light is coming from the candle. And a little bit of black again, and that's that. Yes, I like it. Then I'm gonna color the holes with black. I have forgotten that on the other pirate. I will go back. Yes, and I'm gonna color this part also black. And this part as well. So it sticks out. And then this one I also wanted black, so let's do that. There we go. Is there any more? She also has a gun. Oh my goodness, she has a gun, people. Yes, she has a gun. Do you have a gun? No, you don't. Oh, she's not having a gun. Poor kitty. She will not have a black head because of the boat, so that will be a color. I'm not sure if I wanted that brown color. I might add in a different color. You'll see later once we've done everything else. The little tiny one. Do I want any black on you, little one? No, but I do want some on his body. His little pet. Again, from gray to black. From left to right. Light, darker, and really, ooh, dark. Oh my goodness, I was ruining the paper again. I pressed too hard. A tiny bit on the bottom. Yes, I'm also putting some shading from his tail and on the right side of his body, so that whatever shade I do next on him will be nice. There we go. And this one as well a little bit. Yes. Okay, let's go back to the inside of the boot first, and then the coat. So we're going back to the 176 brown for the boot, for this part, because I don't want it entirely black like with the other parts that we just did. I think it's nicer to have it a dark brown. Nice and dark. And that's it, I think. Yes. Okay, then we're going to the red, which is 217. Middle cadmium red. And we're gonna add it into the coat, and I just touched the other part of his outfit, which I don't want this color. Don't make your points too sharp for this paper, because you will rip it. It's also not too dull, because then it won't give any pigment. Right in between. If you can stab yourself with it, it's too sharp. If you do like this and it's not painful, it's fine. If it's still too pointy and it hurts, it's too sharp for this paper. Usually that would be alright, but for this paper, no. You want it a bit on the duller, more dull, less sharpened. There we have it. We've got the coat. Oh, phew! That I forgot that entire section is just funny. Alright, that's done. Then we're gonna color the pants. And I've decided to go for these two tones. So the 143 and the 246. And we're going to start with the 246, the dark one this time. Let's see, this is 143, is the other one we're going to do next, and this is 246. So it's Prussian blue. Let's remove some cat hairs because it's getting really annoying. Not sure where they all are. Are they gone? They are gone. Good. And there we go. I will add in the highlights of the boots later if I feel like it's necessary, because I am afraid that if I do that right now I make it too bright and it's gonna stand out too much. I'm not really sure how much of a highlight I want to add. That's why I skipped to the next part. This part I'm not gonna keep a highlight. There is a highlight, but it's just colored way less dark. But everything else I just want like a jeans kind of look. That kind of color. That's why I'm choosing muted blue tones and not nice bright ones. Also adding in some shading on this part, as you can tell. And on this part as well. A little bit more here. And then lighter here. And this part I'm not gonna color because that's being hit from this side. Do we have any more pens? No. Do we have any blue? Not yet. Not that I know of. Oh my god, I forgot. Hold up. We're going back to the black. 199 because I forgot a part of her belt. Now that I notice it, let's fix it. Dark on the bottom, light to the top. Really dark on this part, and then halfway through you have lighter pressure, like that. Yes. All right. And back to the pens. Okay, we're gonna switch out the color. And we're gonna take 143, which is this shade, which is called Cobalt Blue, to finish off the pants. We're gonna color over the other shade on the left, just a little bit, not everything, just a bit here, and a bit on the right as well, and we're leaving the highlight again. Then this part, oh, not on his coat, it happens. I want to darken this up a little bit. Adding it over the darker color that we just did, which automatically becomes darker. We layer this on top, as you can tell, which makes a lovely new color. It's a little bit different than what this one by itself is, and that's what I was trying to achieve by putting in the other color first. There we go. And I also want a little bit here. I don't want it completely white. Make it a bit softer. Yes, I like it. Can I do this? Yes, I can. That makes it just look a bit more natural. Yes, I like it. Then we're going to move on to the inner part of his his shirt. Let's call it a shirt. And we're gonna make it green. We've got multiple greens, as you can tell. We've got these greens, we've got turquoise. Those we don't want. Those were for the water. So we're gonna use the more muted ones. So I'm gonna use, do I want that one? Or do I want to leave that for the leaves? Let me see. I think I want to leave those 3 for the leaves. And those as well, because they're really nice dark. So let's keep this for the jacket. So let's go for 172, which is it this one? Yes, it's a really muted green, more like a gray green. Oh, it's called earth green. 172. That will be our lightest color. So we're gonna add it here on this part. As you can see, it's not really green, it's more like a gray green, but that's also what I wanted, because I don't want it to pop out like all these colors. It's already really colorful, so not everything has to be a bright color. That's why I chose this. Maybe a little bit here, and that's it. Okay, switch out. We're gonna switch to 174, which is it this one? 173, almost. This one then. 174, yes. And it's called Chromium Green Opaque. That's quite a name. And it's a really tall pencil because I barely use it. 174. We've got one darker, but I'm not sure if I want that one. The reason why is because these are really similar, but this one is a bit more more brown green. I'm not sure if I like it, but I might, because it's a lot darker. Or we combine it with this one. We will see. I don't want any highlights on the left side this time, because this one covers this one. And the same here, because there's stuff in front of it. Again, we don't color all the way to the left, because we're going to add in some black before we add in the last color. And this one I want to just go over it. Like that. I'm still trying to add enough pigment until the paper says, no, I don't like it anymore. That's the moment I stop. As soon as I feel that waxy feeling, I stop. You will notice what I mean when you're coloring as well. That at some point it just doesn't take more pigment. Now you can really tell that it's still taking pigment, and at some point it just doesn't. And that's the moment you see that, stop immediately, because otherwise it ruins the paper. It's almost as if it is eating it up. Not sure why, but it does. Yes. And this part. And then this part, I'm only going to do it a little bit here, and then everything else will be a darker color. Because there's not much to work with. Yes. Okay, let's switch to the black. Black, where are you? There it is. 199. Black. I already have it in here, so I don't have to put it in my tool. and we're gonna add it in just like we did with the other parts, like that. And also on this part, because it should be really dark. To add even more texture and shape. This part as well. And that part. And over here. And underneath this gun as well. Did I miss any? How about that part? I'm missing this entire part. I'm just gonna color it the same as the rest of the belt. So from light gray black to black. I don't want it green. I want it to be the same as this part. And that part will be the jacket, I think. No, I'm gonna make it also black. It looks a bit weird if that's also the shirt. Yes. Alright. Then we're gonna switch again to the darkest green that we're gonna use, which is 173. I'm sorry, hold up. Is that a wooden part in my finger? I think it is. I think I've got a splinter in my finger. A really tiny one. I'll remove it later, but it's annoying. I put a cross stitch frame. I built it up not too long ago, and I think I might have got some splinters from that, because it was quite difficult to squeeze the parts into each other. But I made it. I made it happen. I like it. I wanted another one for stitching on my bed, because that's where I like to stitch, to have a different posture for my back and the rest of my body. Because sitting in my wheelchair all day, at some point it gets uncomfortable, and then my back starts to hurt. And if I sit on my bed, I've got a different posture, so that helps. And I can put my legs straight on instead of down like they are now, because at some point your feet begin to swell at the end of the day, just because you're having them down all day. So it's nice putting them up. So yeah, that's what I like to do in the beginning of the evening, do some cross stitch on my lovely projects, which I might show you in a later video when I do the creative tech questions. I forgot that part. Okay, let's take the black and put it down as well. I usually cross stitch in the early morning when I wake up after I had some breakfast, usually while having breakfast. So I've got some tea and some food, and then I usually cross stitch for about an hour to 1.5, mostly an hour, because that's long enough in the morning to finish my breakfast, because it takes time to eat in the morning. Got a hard time eating anything in the morning, so I need to be distracted and then take some food here and there, so I don't really pay attention to it, and that usually takes me about that long to eat it all. So that's why I usually cross stitch for that amount of time to keep my mind occupied. It works. And I do the same in the early afternoon, or early evening, I mean, after dinner usually. I also like to do some cross stitch, but lately I've done it a bit later, because now after dinner and just before dinner has been my coloring time. But I'm switching it up here and there, so one day I do it just after dinner, the coloring, or late afternoon, and sometimes later in the evening. But later in the evening I'm too tired, so then I usually prefer to do cross stitch, so I can sit in bed with my PJs on, and when I'm too tired I can just go to sleep immediately. That works. And I can still watch some Netflix or whatever on my iPad, so that works great. I like it. Yes. Okay, what else I'm gonna do is pistol, and I want a warmer tone, probably these two, just to keep it different. So we're gonna start with 180, which is like a gold brown. Where is it? And this is the other one. Oh, here it is. No, that's not the one. This one. These two colors. This is 180 raw umber. That's what we're gonna start with. The other one I'm gonna put to the side. And this is for the shading. So I'm gonna go over the black that we already put down. I'm gonna just color over it and a little bit more. See, it's nice and warm, but not too warm, but different enough than everything else. It might not even need the third color. I think this is already fine. Put in a little bit there and a little bit there. Yeah, it doesn't need the other shade. Okay, that's good to know. So then we're gonna move to the other revolver. Do the same. Keep a highlight in the middle. I just want to keep it there. Like that. Yes, that's all it needs. That one seems a little bit lighter, but that's probably also because this has black next to it. Did I miss a part? No, that's the holster. Alright, so that's 180. We're done with that one. So let's move on. So we're not going to use this one because it's not necessary. This is looking nice. Then we're going to move on to the outer parts. And I think I also want to make that a bit of gold-like. We're gonna put in yellow, 185 Naples yellow, just a tiny bit, to add some warmth on the outside, and also on this part, on it nice and bright. And we're also gonna do that on her gun, her revolver, but I think it's called a revolver. The old ones, like that. And I'm also gonna do on the clasps. This part I'm not sure what I want. If I want it black or brown, I'm not sure yet. So let's leave it for now. I also want some highlight here. Instead of the orange, I do yellow. And I might add in some orange later. Some here. Does she have any more clasps? No, because of the candle. I'm also going to do that on this part, just to add it in already, and a really light layer on this part because of the light source. This one is too far, so she doesn't need any. I might add in some here as well. A little bit there, and on the shoe. And also on the kitty. Just add in a little bit more. I might go back in with a different, an orange or something to blend this out, because this is really ugly now. Okay, let's go back to the other revolver. There are more clasps here. And I still forgot those dots. I'm also gonna color these now, even though I might go over it with the gold later if I still want it. I'm not sure yet, so let's leave it. This part I also want nice yellow, and also on these ones on the left, just because I like it. There we go. And these as well. in this part. I leave a highlight in the middle, and I also don't color all the way to the edge because I want some shading there. Yes, and I'm also gonna add it on the sword, adding in some more color here. Yes, lovely. He's so vibrant. Oh yes, he fits in this picture. I like it. Makes me happy, as you can tell. The excitement when I look at it, and I'm like, yeah, nice vibrant colors. Also put some on the right, just a tiny bit, not all the way down, because this doesn't reach that far, so I don't want it everywhere. I do want some on his pants, just a tiny bit, and I might add in some on his face, but I'm not sure yet, so leave it. This part I want dark. I don't want highlights on that part, so I'm gonna go back in with the dark brown. Okay, let's take the dark brown. 176 Van Dyke brown. Let's just shade in the boots on the side, because it's behind the coat, so there shouldn't be a highlight. Same with this one. So yeah, sometimes you think you want to highlight and then you remember there is no light over there, so you go back in and darken it up. Seems a bit dull now compared to the other part. Did I miss something else? I also want to shade in this part now, because it's at the bottom of the page. It should be darker. And a little bit there. Let me check. I think that is alright. Yes. And then he has holding, where is his hand? This is his ruffle. This is probably his thumb, and these are his fingers. Yes, that's his, also his fur. So this is the part he's holding. I'm just gonna do this. Screw it. I don't want black. I just want it to have a brown. But it's hard to tell what is what. It's a bit weird that it's so short, you know, but maybe it's sticking out to the back, but it looks weird because it should be on the front. It's just a tiny grip. I could make this also the grip instead of his wrist, or this part. Do I want that? I think I do. Let's just go for it. Just pretend it's not his wrist. Let's pretend it's a sword. There we go. Yes. Then I want to go to a orange and brown color. Maybe I do want orange. Do I want that one or both? I think I'm going for this one, 188, which is this tiny one, which is sanguine, I believe. Yeah, and I'm gonna sharpen it because it's really dull, so it needs some sharpening before we use it. I emptied out my pencil sharpeners tray because it was getting really full, so I'm good to go for a while now. So 188 sanguine, and we're gonna start on this side, and we're gonna add it in between the yellow and the brown, because now it looks like a nice blend. You see, that's all it needs. And I'm also gonna go over the part that I didn't completely color, and also on the inside, the part that we left out, to warm it up a bit, because I don't want it to be the same as the shoe on this one, and also not on that one. So I'm gonna also do that on that part when I get to it. There we go. And I'm also doing it on these parts, on the bottom parts. That's her corset, I think. Yes, probably is. Right, That's her revolver. Yes, I also want it on the revolver. Also on this part. A little bit more. And then the shoes I don't. He doesn't have any clasps or anything. Alright, then we're going to the sword. I'm going to add it in underneath the blade and around it to imply it has a shape. And then a little, oh, let's not do that on the sword itself. That was not what I wanted. I wanted on the left part to make it having it more, making a shape, making the shape of the part. Doesn't really take it that well because of the yellow that I've put down. I'm also going to add a bit on this part and on these parts as well, and color over this part to blend it. There we go. We're going to do the same on the clasp as we did on the last one, the other belt. I'm going to do the same on this one. I like it. Okay, the revolver. Yes, I like this look. Let's also color these parts. Okay, then we continue with this side. Again, blending it in, because those are the shaded parts. See, now you've got a nice gradient all the way through. On this one was a bit difficult because it's small, but on this one you can see it much better. Oh, I forgot these, and okay, let's go back in later once we've done this part. I keep forgetting pieces. It's alright. I'll get back to it when I remember. Alright, and this one. Same with these holes. I should also make them black. Oh my god. That is the alarm. That means we're already almost recording 1.5 hours. Am I? I can't really tell, but we're roughly 1.5 hours in. So let's finish up the this color and then we stop for today. Then we will continue on part 4 next time. So yeah, let's finish this part off and then we call it quits. Also putting it here and on the right side and on top. I was coloring this part before I forgot, before the alarm went off. Yes, then we've got these blended in into the yellow. Same on this part, blended in. And there as well. The pencil does the work for you in this case because we've already put down the lightest color. It's more difficult to do it the other way around on this paper. Tiny smidge just because of the highlight. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. Let me check. No, but I do want to add in the black on the dots before we finish for today. So let's add that in. That's the last thing we do. So let's take our trusty black 199 and let's color in those holes because I can't, oh, I forgot these as well. We are gonna finish those as well. I'm not gonna leave them. Can't stand it. There we go. More on this one. When you've got a nice sharp point, but it isn't as sharp anymore, twist it a little bit and do it again. So you keep turning it a little bit every single time. That keeps the point sharp for longer, and you don't have to sharpen it as much. Let's see, do we have any more holes? Yeah, we've got more here. Of course we do, because I just keep forgetting them. Yes, okay, only those parts still with the yellow. So let's go back to the 185 yellow. I'm not gonna put it in. I'm gonna add it there and on the outer part, and also on the inside of his coat, on this part and that part. Okay, then we switch back to 188 sanguine, which is this one, and we're gonna blend in again, also in this part, just like that. That's our gold look, the warm gold that I wanted. And there we go, and we do the same with this one. And this one. I made this part darker than that because this is behind everything. Did I do everything, or did I still forget a piece? No, I think I did quite well with it. Alright, well, in that case I will stop here for today, and yeah, we're gonna continue next time, and then hopefully we can finish him and maybe some more on the other kitties. So that's the plan for next time. So I hope you enjoyed this part, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.